Are we live? Oh,
We're live!
I'm Edinburgh.
Yes. Show number 18. Oh my God, the home stretch.
17.
We have one more. No, 18. And tomorrow's 19.
Why does it say 17?
I don't know. I'm so confused. I had 21 performances. I missed two.
So
19, 21, 20. Tomorrow's 19. Today's 18. I told you the math was
why
off.
did we say 16 on the
I don't know. We can't count these days.
Anyway.
So many days. The math is off. I think it was show 18.
We must have messed up
Anywho.
after the canceled ones. Anyway.
Today was the fringiest of all fringe days.
17, 18-ish.
Doesn't matter.
Show.
So we got up early to go see my friend Kayla Boyle's show. And we get there, and she's sold out. She's having a totally sold out run.
Which is awesome, but sucked for us.
She's only here for like 5 days or something. I'm so proud of her getting a sold out run. She's like the nicest human that you like just want to win. And I loved when I was chatting with her, I asked her, like, her show's all about Elizabeth Taylor. And I was like, why did you write a show? Like, what prompted you? What inspired you? Why Elizabeth Taylor? And she was basically just sharing with me, long story short, that she's in like a Chicago theater troupe. And she couldn't get any leading lady roles. She was always in the ensemble. And I was like, oh, you are not an ensemble. You are a leading lady. So she basically decided to write her own solo show. And that's what I love about solo is, you know, you're not waiting for someone to choose you. You make your own stage. You get center stage and you get to share whatever story, whether you want to tell somebody else's story or tell your own story or make up a story. That is the beauty of solo and creativity. So we were kind of bummed that we got up like really early. Her show was 11:05 in the morning and I don't perform till 2:45. So we missed that, which was fine because it was sold out. So then we ended up, where did we go? We ended up like walking to
went to, well, Oliver got to have, was that then?
Yeah, he had like a sausage roll, his favorite.
He wanted to go into this.
He's here for the food.
He wanted to go into this sausage roll.
Every day he's been asking. And every day we've been saying no. Hello, thank you.
So Oliver got to have a sausage roll, which is awesome. I grabbed the coffee, and then I was like, let's just go. Let's see where else we can go. And then I remembered this place called the Writers Museum.
It's pretty cool. It's like in a cave.
And I remember seeing it like on the Instagram feeds. There was like a bunch of pictures about it, and they just said like, if you get a chance, go in here. And it's like you're going towards the castle, and it's literally this like you would miss it. You would totally miss it.
We have to go down the close.
You have to go down one of the like,
and
there's like hundreds of these closes.
Oh, Greg Freiberg. We went to Greg's today too.
Oh yeah, we went to Greg's.
We got a sandwich in between shows from Greg's, and it was pretty good.
Anyway, the silver lining is we got to go to the Writers Museum, which was really cool.
It was cool for an hour, yeah.
I'm sure if you're a writer, you would know about it, and there's some really famous writers there.
Cool.
I didn't know any of them, but it was really old, cool.
Just the way it was interesting, like the staircases were really narrow and like really windy, like up and down, and like you'd hit your head, like you had to duck. And it said that back in the day, that was the anti-burglary. Like that's why they made those staircases, and
so
they like
tight.
made the thing like that because it was hopefully the people would either fall and they would be caught, or it would just like deter people from trying to break in and steal things.
Yeah,
so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's so interesting. Thank you, Greg. Oh my God, it feels so good to get an award. Like that's just like a cherry on the top, you know, to be recognized. And it's just cool. It's cool when somebody sees you and gets what you're about and sees your work and just gets it. It's good to be seen. It's good to be, you know, validated, I guess. And when you're like, yes, they got it. So that's what that was. Then we went to see my show, my friend's show, JJ, How to Find a Husband in 37 Years or longer.
Yeah, or longer.
And that was kind of like a funny solo show. And her show was cool because she had a bunch of props, like a ton of like suitcase and mobile, like old time dial phone, and then like flip phone,
cigarette,
and a cigarette, and a mug, and a computer thing, and a big panda. And, like it was just cool to see, like an apron, and like it was just cool to see how she used prop work. to
even that she pulled it out of like a big suitcase that she used like multiple times. It was really cool.
I never wanted to go down the road of prop work because I would always be afraid that I would like. I've seen solo shows where people have had a character with glasses on and then they like forget where they put the glasses, and then like if you're not ninja, you're not ninja about your prop really work. Carefully. That can go really wrong if you're like messing with all these things and you're not on it. You don't have like smooth transitions, and then. Just the sake of hers, I guess, just all fit in her suitcase. But the sake of like carrying props all around, I never wanted to. I never wanted to do with it. But so it was really cool just to see somebody. Even that too. If she packs it all in that big suitcase, takes up a pretty big space.
And then what if it gets lost?
Yeah.
All your props are gone.
Yeah, but to each his own. I thought it was very cool.
Props are almost as dangerous as live animals.
Right. I know. Like
it's true.
I'd be afraid that I'd be like, let me grab this. Where the hell is the thing? So
I was like the one person before you who we saw today where her tech person's computer got stolen.
And then she had to like tech from her phone
in like
a
split second.
Yeah, he literally put his backpack down, turned his head for a second, and next thing you know, somebody just walked on off.
And that was like today, like me and Oliver went to the bathroom and washed our hands after your show. And he wasn't supposed to come in with me. Good. And then he comes in with me and I'm like, oh my God, my backpack's outside.
Oh,
but you were right there.
No, things go missing quick here. It is a big city, or like it is a city.
Yeah, of course.
So that was cool. That was cool to see all the props. Kudos to her.
That was cool.
And then we went to see a show called Cat Shit Crazy, which was about basically being a cat lady and her journey with rescuing cats and having cats, and then
like not being a cat person.
No, like hating, like not wanting to get a cat. Yeah.
And then having a friend who's like she kept dating the wrong man, and then she had a friend who's like, you need a cat. And she was like, what? I hate cats.
But it was funny because she personified every cat, and she like played every cat as a character, and she totally nailed the like sassiness and bitchiness and just attitude, but also love
the different types of cats. Yeah, which is so true. The personalities of cats.
We all cried because there was the moment where she had to put her cat down. Well, actually, all her cats.
They all died within 3 years.
Oh my God!
Which we've lived.
Yeah,
ours
so that
got
like me
within a year.
Yeah, we lost like 3 or 4 pets in a year. And that Oliver cried. That got me.
Yeah,
I cried.
Me too.
Because you think about your pets.
You have animals.
Your
and
pets
you love
are
them.
your family. Yeah. And that was literally the show, like right before my show. Like hers was 13:45 to 14:40, and my show we get in at 14:40 to 14:45. Yeah, it is. Yeah, she got named in like top 10 of Fringe best show names. Like that actually got like she got like recognition, and then she was ticked off because she put the SH with an exclamation point T, and Out of Hand, the company that does all the flyers and the posters that we pay, they actually put a big censored thing over the shit word and didn't tell her, so she was like kind of pissed off about like there were all these big like censored things all across town, and she didn't know they were going to do that. But
it's almost better though.
I'm like, yeah.
I'd be like, that's almost better.
All good.
Like,
all good. Yeah. But that was a really funny show. And then I tucked out for like the last 5 minutes of our show to get myself prepared. And it was very nice. My tech guy, Wayne, if you've heard me, Puritans. He has to be family friendly. Wayne, my tech, who was like with me all last week, thought he was teching my show tomorrow, but isn't, which is a bummer because he's great. He was like the solid rock that I had that knew what he was doing. It was good. But he made a special trip down to the venue just to say goodbye to me, which was very, very kind. And he had to go to assembly. He had to go to a completely different venue. He knew, he wouldn't see us tomorrow. So he was like, when I went out for the 5 minutes to like get my composure and start getting prepped and getting moving, he was waiting in the hallway for me, which was very cute. So him and I just had like a little chat, and I said thank you for everything. We hugged a few times, and he was like, come back next year. Like, you did great. Your show's amazing. And so I was like, I'll see you again. Like, thank you for everything. So that was really sweet. I give my love to the boys. So that was really kind.
It was lovely.
And then my show kicked ass. Mm-hmm. I think you said I had the most energy in a while.
Yeah, it's just, I get it though. It's like you said, I think like seeing other people perform and then you having a chance to perform
like, it's my turn
after
now.
them, you're like, whoa, you're on 10, right? Because you're just like, oh my God, I feel that energy.
Yeah.
It's like they say, like, if you play a sport, right? And then you're like, say it's hockey. You see a professional hockey game, and then the next day you're playing hockey. Like, it gives you that energy of like, oh my God, I'm going to be amazing.
I was ready. And it was kind of cool to sit in the audience and see what it was like on the other side.
And then I had the split thought of like, I thought maybe that photographer lady was a reviewer. Because I saw you talking to her and I was like, oh, maybe she's a reviewer. And that's why Lisa's like.
No. I give the same show whether reviewers
there or not. I know. I'm not saying, just a little extra.
Yeah. Oomph. But I love solo. I love hearing people's stories, and I love seeing the creative ways they bring their story to life. JJ had a lot of multimedia on hers.
Yes, she did, yeah.
So it was cool. Cindy was like a little wizard all around the whole stage. Like, she didn't have the typical like downstage left, right, center like I do. She used the whole stage all the time. So I just get so inspired.
Actually, that was if I had. I'm not saying it's a critique by any means, but
yeah.
That was
I didn't like her back to the audience so much.
I didn't like that she was on the floor a lot.
Yeah.
That was very hard for that.
Seats.
Yeah, like the first venue we were at, the other one was
Haldane Theater.
Yeah, that one would have worked great for her.
Because you're high on the stage.
Because you were like a foot up, and almost everybody could see like the stage.
Right.
Versus the other venue, if you saw Lisa's show, like Greg would know, like
if you're on the second
there was people in front of us. We were in the second row, so everyone it was total blocked view because she was where people's shoulders started.
She's on the ground, yeah.
So I was like trying to do one of these.
And then I'm so glad I only have one more day of the choir. Today was the best improv day of my life.
And the worst.
I don't even remember what I said. But there was a point.
You said, oh, even the angels agree. You're like, oh, even the angels are singing for me.
Because it was like church music, but it was
choir,
so loud. Like it was like a concert was happening in my venue, and I had to say something about it. So I was being Patty, and I was talking about writing healthy love, and I was like, first write the letter. And then I was like, don't start singing to the angels like them.
Yeah.
Or I was like, don't start singing like the sounds you're hearing right now in this theater. Don't get distracted. Go write the letter. And then everybody started laughing. And then you can sing a song if you want. And then sing the song. And then when I was about to send the text message at the very end, which is like a quiet, it's like the resolution moment of the show. And it's like, I believe in God, hallelujah, hallelujah. I believe in God, let's go, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm like, what is happening right now? What is happening?
Like, even the angels.
And I think I started laughing, and I went, wow. I went, even the angels are with me. It's like they're singing in the heavens. And everybody started busting out laughing. It was like that. I was like, wow, it's almost like there's a sign from the heavens singing for me right now in this moment. Or something like that, I said. But it's just so loud. So I was like, wow, the distractions, you just gotta.
Greg's got to get another job being a musical writer. Musical namer.
I'm so glad. No, the Nunsicle is, or Nonsense. It's a real musical. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So that's great title.
Oh my God, just the distractions were. But I think I think that's what broke the ice is I made a joke and I was laughing about it as opposed to pretending that it wasn't there. Because that's basically what Jean-Louis told me is he was like, you have to be in command and in control, and you have to not act like if something's happening that's really distracting and really obvious, you have to bring it in somehow in your show. So that, kind of breaks the ice. And it's not like a competing. It's almost like, oh, okay, she's aware of that. She's brought it in. We can forget about it now. Versus oh my God, what is that noise? Where is it coming from? Yeah. Does she hear that? Why am I listening? Wait, pay attention. Why am I paying attention to her or paying attention to that? It breaks that tension awkward. Of what do I pay attention to? Yeah. But it's so bad. I'm so ready. There was no rock grinder today, thank God.
One more day.
And then we had to kind of rush back home because I had a TEDx rehearsal because I'm doing a TEDx talk on September 23rd.
Your call just finished.
Yeah, just now. So it's been a full day of like seeing shows, doing a little bit of exploring, performing, and then I had a 90-minute TEDx rehearsal with our group. I actually missed the first rehearsal because I was sick last week. So this was kind of like I'm guessing it was the people that had to do rewrites and then had to get back on again. But it was my first time getting on. So I got to do my TED Talk, which was great. It went really well. I'm really happy. So that was really good. It's just a little crazy sometimes shifting between like, what am I doing right now? I'm doing the show, and then I'm doing the TED, and then I'm being a participant and a friend, and then I'm being mom, and lots of stuff going on. But I'm not complaining. It's all good stuff. It's all good.
We're in Scotland.
Stuff. We're in Scotland. And I think I'm just like, I am ready to be done. I am glad that I only have one more performance. It's kind of getting like quiet down here too. Like crowds are quieter. The streets are quieter. I mean, it's still busy, but it's not the crazy fringy.
It's not week 2.
Like even like I was like, oh, I should put my little sticker on there that says like, pick of the Fringe. And then I'm like, for one more show, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I can't believe it's kind of like, it's like a catch-22. It's like bittersweet. Like I'm so excited that my last show is here tomorrow, but I am a little bit sad because I feel like I'm in this really fun groove of like performing and I love it. But at the same time, I'm really tired of all the distractions and the things I have to deal with. Like it's like a choose your own adventure every show. Like you just never know.
Well, even
like,
tomorrow,
what's gonna happen tomorrow? No. I don't even know. I thought Wayne.
I don't know who it is.
Oh, Wayne was my tech tomorrow. No, he ain't my tech. So, but it was interesting because like JJ, I was asking her like, she brought a tech, and she's like, I paid her like $10,000. I paid for a flight. I paid for accommodations. I'm paying her $50 a day. Like, I'm like, oh man. So I know that is an option to like bring your own tech, but that's just another kind of like line item. But if I'm going somewhere super important, I may entertain it.
What an amazing experience for that tech person.
You could be a tech person,
You're going to pay me $50 a day? Beautiful.
What? I don't know, $50 a day.
No, I'm just saying like that tech person. Imagine that you get to go to Edinburgh and get $50 a day.
Yeah, like get your and she said like her sister or something came to visit her, so she gets like a vacation with her sister.
Yeah, with sister or mom or something.
But anyway, that is an option. It's all these things you have to navigate. But a cool thing is a theater in Bristol approached me. The lady that was originally going to come on the Saturday when I canceled the show. She's back in Bristol, so she's not here in Fringe anymore. But she said get in touch with her. My PR passed on the contact about possibly doing a run in Bristol. So again, I have to see what that all entails. I did make a decision that I'm not doing any more shows where I take a financial loss. We don't need to get into the nuts and bolts, but if you can imagine going out, my first show last year in March, I did in Solo Fest in LA. It was a one show. We had to pay to do it. We had to travel out there to do it, right? And then Hollywood, we were there all of these you have to pay to do it. You have to rent the theater and pay the people, pay the front of house, pay the tech, rent the theater, pay the rental fees, pay the Fringe, registration.
Your flight, your food.
Then we went to Hollywood for an entire month. It ended up being like 6 weeks because I got an encore in Hollywood. So we stayed 6 weeks in Hollywood, and then we went to Hamilton, was great, but then we went to New York City twice for 2 weeks, and now here in Edinburgh, for an entire month. So it's just hard because Hamilton was the only one that I was profitable, and I think that was only because we didn't have to pay
there was no
flights
expenses.
And room. I had to pay registration fee.
But I'm saying the expenses
weren't big.
A tenth of what.
Yeah. So it's like out of 5 or so experiences, only one has been profitable. But now it's like when it's not Fringe and they want they want to curate my show and bring it to Bristol and put it on their, run of the thing or whatever, put it on their roster. I'm going to negotiate and say, I'm not like, because if it's like, we'll pay you 100% of your ticket sales, or we'll do a 60-40 split or whatever, we still have to pay to go to Bristol, to stay in Bristol, to get flights, and I don't want to I know it's opportunity, but I also just don't want to take financial losses, not at this moment, because thank God we have a marketing agency.
Well, yeah, unless there's bigger opportunity behind it, right? If they're like, come out and do this, and then there's this, and this.
Yeah, it's all a negotiation. Different. So it's
if it's just a straight, come do your show here for a week and pay us $10,000 and.
I don't think so.
No.
Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
No,
I don't know.
thanks.
Don't know until I talk to her. But so that's a cool opportunity. Again, cool to just even be looked at, to potentially be curated. These are all the positives, I think, of coming out here for the full run. And I think that's it. I don't really know. Well, that's not true. I'm going to do the show hopefully in Burlington on January 20th, back our way. So I shouldn't say I don't know what's next, but I think it's kind of interesting. I love the end of the year because like we did Fringe and we'll be back like first week of September, and then Oliver goes back to school, and then we have our business obviously, and then we have the TED Talk, and then in October we're going to Texas for a mastermind event. And then I always love like November, December, we always do the business, which is busy, but it's kind of like my solo show. Last year in November, I got the encore in New York City, so I ended up doing it. But November, December is like rest. Like it's my favorite time of year. I get 2 Thanksgivings, which is my absolute favorite. We get October Thanksgiving Canada, November Thanksgiving in the US. It's my favorite meal ever.
And then we roll into Christmas.
And then we roll into Christmas, and then we roll into our birthdays. So everyone's like, oh, after Fringe, you're going to like sleep for a week. And I'm like, not at all. I'm so busy going into back to school. And, but like end of November, like mid-November, December is like total rest time for us. We even shut down the business. Like we're there for our current clients that need anything, but like we don't take on any new clients between like Christmas and the New Year, so that we can truly just be. I mean, I think that is one thing about being over here in Europe that I do like about their lifestyle is friendship and family, like being in each other's company. You can sense is like so important here. Like I was joking that I think they eat out more than they like cook at home because like just there's always people eating and drinking and conversating and laughing, and I think they really enjoy each other's. And then again, like every dinner we go out, it's like a 3-hour. It's like a 3-hour dinner every time we go out to eat. Like they do not rush you, like at all. So I look forward to that. I think when we get home, like just having a little bit slower pace.
Yeah.
Which
and
is nice.
our hour walking every day. That when we first got here, we're like, there's no way we're gonna want to walk to the venue or back. And now we're like, now we miss it. Now we get home, we're like, that's it.
Yeah, well today we got back home and I was like, that seemed like it was so fast.
That's all
like a 25-30 minute walk now, we like do like nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. Like whereas like the first couple of days we're like, how much longer till we're home?
And we did it like twice because we walked to the Royal Mile all the way to the top and then all the way back to the venue.
Yeah. Thank you, Greg. I know tomorrow is the last day. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. But so then we'll see kind of, hey, maybe I could bring Britches over to Switzerland. Who knows? Right.
Who knows?
Maybe there's a theater over there. I could come see you guys.
Yeah, Patricia is the translator.
No, they speak English.
Oh.
Although, I don't know. English is the second language. I don't know. I shouldn't talk about things I don't know about.
Anyway.
I think they do speak English there, but it's not the first language. But
tomorrow's the last one.
Tomorrow's the last one. So I think we have a small too. We had like 8 people there today, which was like a smaller crowd. I think we had like 6 tomorrow so far. So the crowds have definitely died off, but it doesn't mean that there were 2 ladies that stayed after the show today. One was just, I was
3
joking with her. Well, 3, I guess we have 1 solo. And I said, did I break you? Because she was like just bawling her eyes out. Beautiful though. We had a really heartfelt conversation. She was her sister who's a narcissist. And then she said to me, but I'm so glad you did what you did, but for me, I'm too old. And I said, no, you're not.
She didn't look old.
I said, you're not too old. Like she was saying more or less like, I'm too old to go and get help. I'm too old to like.
To open that up again.
Yeah. And I was like, no, you're not. I was like, if you're carrying shit that isn't yours to carry.
Yeah, you got to get
that off. I said, and then she was just saying like, her friends don't want to talk to her about it. Nobody understands. And that's why it's so healing to see like my story and my show. So
nobody wants to believe it. That's the hardest
thing. They don't.
thing.
And that was basically the conversation we had with the second. It was a woman and her friend. And the one woman said to me is her mother. She said, I did the same as you. She said, I've been no contact. I broke away. I got married. I have a beautiful husband.
Yeah.
Like, she was older. She's like, but she said to me, it took me, I'm glad you did it when you were young. Like, she's probably like in her 60s, like 60s or 70s, she said. And she's like, it took me to like, I just did it. Like, she was like, not too long ago. So she was like, you got it like a lot quicker than I did. Like, I put up with, a lot. Yeah, I put up with it like for way longer than I needed to. So, but she was like, oh, the thing about writing the letter, she was like, I wrote the letter and I never sent it. She's like, I did the same exact thing as you. And she was just like, thank you. Your story's so healing. It's so good. It's so needed. So again, proof, 8 people there. And 3 of them stayed after to share with me and talk to me about that. So again, numbers aren't everything. It's the people that you touch day in and day out. So super cool. So that's that. Tomorrow's the last show.
Last show.
Are you done? You're like, that's what you said. You're like, I'm done.
I'm done.
You're done with what?
It's just, it's like I said today, it's starting to feel like almost like work. Like it's kind of, get on the bus, go down, set up, wait till the person ahead of you is done, hurry up, get in, get set up. You only have 2 minutes. Okay, let the audience in. Okay, who's our tech person? Yay, nay, oh crap. It's work. It feels like work in that sense. And it's nice to be done. Like, we celebrate like after, which is nice.
Today we couldn't because I had TEDx,
but it's just, it's just becoming a lot. Like, it's like, because like that's the whole day. Like, you think, well, it's only an hour show though. No, because it's like waking up. Okay, well, you have to eat. I have to eat. All of us to eat. Then it's like, okay, Lisa has to do a warm up and prep.
I do like an hour of prep. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, is the laundry done? I need my outfit. Like,
it is kind of like work.
Right? It's like, and then it's like, okay, we got to go. Okay, get on the bus. Let's get down there. Okay. Oh, look, we're done. Like, by the time we're done, it's 4 o'clock. Once a day.
You know what he said on the walk home? He said, we're doing whiskey tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
He said, what? We don't drink.
We're going to Innocent Gun.
We don't drink whiskey.
We're going to Innocent Gun, the brewery, and then we're going to have a whiskey.
We don't drink whiskey.
Greg has to tell me the name of the one he found. He said
we will tomorrow.
Oh, that was bourbon. Was that bourbon, Greg? I think it was bourbon.
Gin. There's like gin is big here, too.
He said it was bourbon.
I don't know. I don't like whiskey. Like, I will drink it if it's my only choice. If I was at like a dinner party and I had no other choice, which I know sounds stupid because you're always a choice.
It was bourbon.
But it's like, if somebody hands me something, I probably would drink it.
Yeah.
To be polite, but I would not be my first choice.
Yeah, it's not your first choice. Yeah,
it's too strong.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like fruity. It just, I can't get over the fact that it's like when the ice melts in the whiskey, and I was like, oh, I like it. I like it like a little bit more watered down, I think.
Beware of the brown liqueurs, they pack a punch.
Oh, yeah, that was like that one. We won't tell that story.
What?
The brown liqueurs at our anniversary.
Oh, my God. That's different.
Now we have to tell the quick story.
I've still never seen that before.
We went to this place that was like a food and wine pairing. It was like a 20-course thing. We like never get out. Ever. It was like it had like a chef's menu. That was the last time we went away for an anniversary or date night. It was like 4 years ago.
It was a chef's menu.
It was amazing. But basically at dessert and like the liqueur, they roll over like a whole cart with like 10 or 20 different kinds of liqueurs, and they basically just like give you the cart and say like have at it. Yeah. And at this point, we're like 8 pairings in with like wine with each pairing. So I'm like, I don't know how many glasses of wine in.
I was sensible.
And I was
just looked at that cart and went,
I don't drink a lot. Like, I'm not a big drinker. And I think because we were like staying the night and Oliver was at like grandma's for a little bit.
Sounds dangerous.
Like, oh my God.
It was dangerous.
So I was like, I'm going to try this.
For Lisa.
And then I'm like, ooh, what's this one?
This one's like
and then I'm like,
liqueur.
Ooh, I'm like, this one. I'm like, oh, this one's. I'm like, do you want some?
This one's like maple.
I'm like, oh, I gotta try this one. So I had like, I don't know how many liqueurs. And then you're like, babe, I think you said to me, I don't think you need to try them all.
Yeah, and like, I was just supposed to like pick one.
I'm like, but they brought the whole. And I'm like totally like drunk at this point. I'm like, but they brought the whole cart. And then you have this video of me where I pour it, and I'm like,
Ugh.
And I'm like, oh God, I'm so
Yeah.
embarrassed. I'm like, I don't know what I said. I don't know what I did. But it was all brown liqueur, and I tried them all. And I think I threw up later.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I didn't even want coffee the next day. Like I was
Trouble.
like totally hungover. That was like probably the last time I was hungover, like 4 or 5 years ago, whenever that was.
Yeah, probably 3 or 4.
We haven't been out on an anniversary.
No.
This year for our anniversary we'll be in TEDx. Like
Yeah.
we've always had something every anniversary, or unfortunately we haven't found a babysitter yet. So we will. But yes, don't roll a whole cart of brown liqueur at me after
beware the brown liqueur.
After like a 12 pairing thing when I'm like relaxed. And the same thing, it was like European, like we'd been there for like 3 hours and it was just like,
oh yeah,
and it was like quiet.
It was light
quaint,
out when we started.
And it was like
pitch
and it was like there was nobody, like we had like the restaurant to ourselves, and I just got carried away. I don't regret it though. No. It was absolutely lovely.
We always talk about how
it was dangerous. Yeah, we got to go back. It's changed owners. Like we kind of go back. It's the same restaurant, but it like changes owners or changes menus, changed names a few times in the course that we've been there. But it's always very good. Very expensive. That's the other thing too, because it is like the experience. But for an anniversary, it's a beautiful way to spend the night. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll celebrate and do that.
When we get back,
see if they still push over the cart. I'll just say no, thank you. Let me take one off there.
I'd be like, I'm gonna try this one.
Maybe she was supposed to push the cart over, have us take one, and then come take the cart back. Maybe it's her fault.
No, because I think we asked her, and she was just like, help yourself to whatever you want to sample.
That's the curse of. Anywho.
Tomorrow, all right. We will see you.
Tomorrow is the final show. Wish me luck. 2:45 time here, whatever time to win that 8:45 or something back home, depending on where you are in the world. Morning. Yep. And that's it. We're gonna go out with a bang. We're gonna enjoy, and then we get to celebrate. Then we truly get to have a little bit of a few day vacation and celebrate. So it's gonna be awesome. So
we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
And we'll see you tomorrow.